We are going back to my roots today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going bass fishing today. I legitimately cannot tell you guys the last time I've caught bass fishing, largemouth or smallmouth. It is the third weekend of October right now. And if you guys do any fall smallmouth fishing, you know most of the time the wind blows like hell. Well, it's exactly what we got going on today. The wind is blowing like hell. So I'm up here in Ontario, fishing with my buddy Sebastian. I'll leave his channel down below. I fished with him ice fishing Lake Simcoe this past, I think it was February. Caught a bunch of lake trout, nice perch. But the idea of this trip is not lake trout or perch. It is to catch the biggest smallmouth of my life. We're primarily gonna fish Lake Simcoe and try for that 6-pound plus smallmouth, but the winds are way too bad. There'd be like 6-8 footers out there. So we're on a much smaller, much more inland lake today. We're just gonna try to pound on some numbers. How's the wind?
It's going, bud.
It's going.
She's going.
What's water temp? Are you reading it?
51.
51 degree water temp. They should be budding and very hungry because the Canadian winter is right around the corner. We have sustained 20-mile-per-hour winds today, so it's not the ideal for audio, but it could be really good for fishing. There's whitecaps everywhere, but this lake is not that big. I feel like I have to scream into the camera right now for you guys to hear me. That's not a bad house. That's not a bad
build that.
I just
Look
built
at a
it.
boathouse, man. They're all like that.
That boathouse is bigger than my house. We gonna catch them, bud? So what are we doing? Give the lay of the land. How are we gonna catch these smallmouth today?
Well, most likely 95% of fish are gonna come drop shotting. We're just fishing humps. So that's what we're gonna go out there and hopefully catch a lot of decent fish.
This thing right here is going to be critical, key. Not cold at all! Not cold at all! All right, we are ready. Here's what I'm starting out with. Drop shot, you use a pretty long lead.
Yeah.
And then tiny little minnow bait. Rather. Let's see if I still know how to catch a smallmouth bass. In the fall, especially once it gets colder. If the water temp's around 60, it's not so much true, but once it gets 50 degrees, especially like 45, smallmouth school up so heavy in the fall. So either you're finding a bunch or you're not finding any. We didn't mark any fish right there, so we're gonna keep moving until we find a bunch. The gold mine, the honey hole. Gotta find it. All right, well, we are hooked up. We have been, what time is it? Quick time check.
Noon on the dot.
Noon. So it is 12 o'clock.
You believe that fish, boy?
Oh, it's not very big.
No,
It is that way, yeah. So we've marked probably 30 shoals by now. Dude, it's not even a bass. It's a lake trout. It's a freaking laker. Hell yeah, first bass of the day. The objective
He's got friends. Look at this. He's got friends.
Oh, look at that. All the spaghetti. So those are all a bunch of lake trout that followed him up.
It might be bass. They cool up together.
Well, the objective of the day was to see if I could still catch smallmouth. Obviously not. We had to go to the very north end of the lake because there was plenty of spots where we saw fish, but it was way too windy to hold. Like the trolling motor was coming out of the water. Not a good situation in the slightest. Yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Look what happened. Look.
Oh my God.
So look, I dropped my bait and he hit it. Those are the bubbles when they hit it.
That is, so you're not going all the way to the bottom?
Yeah, I did. Hey, I got.
Dude, what's down there?
So it's probably a bass or a lake trout. Fish.
You have one?
Yeah. Tiny. Oh, maybe not.
Is it a smallmouth?
I think so.
So we've located at least one.
Okay, watch out. Watch your line.
Yeah, I'm
They're here, dude. They're below us.
Oh, that is a little guy. So that fish came out of 45 feet of water. Right now we're fishing 40. Got him. My bait was falling. There's a school of them.
Yeah, boy. Oh, that's a good one.
Double jumpers. Dude, I had my line, my finger on the line as it was falling just in case there was a school of them that followed yours up. Doubles. So mine hit a really big swim bait. This is a 6-cent swim bait actually. A pretty, dude, look, he choked that thing.
I really like that swim bait you got on.
It's super
soft and it's like, you guys should see that, like it wiggles.
It's got a really nice roll. This is just the start of me using these 6-cent swim baits. You guys will get a very, very, very good in-depth look at these things right here. Wow, he took this hook deep.
Yeah, look at this.
See, this is fall fishing for smallmouth. Once you finally find them, you can really get into them. Again, like I keep saying, the fall is all about these fish schooled up tight. When you hook a fish, a lot of times, all of his buddies come racing up to see what all the commotion's about. He hooked that fish way in front of the boat, and I didn't even know that there was anything following. I just kind of cast it out there with hopes that there was followers. And the fish I caught hit this swim bait halfway down, sinking.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's got good action.
That's the first time I've ever done that.
You got one?
Get the bottom. Which is good.
You got one, dude.
No, I don't. You think? No way.
Be the bottom.
Oh my god, I do have one. Haha! It worked! You guys think smallmouth don't hit big baits? That's a 10XD. Dude, that thing is so small. I thought I hit the... Dude, I did start to hit the bottom.
He was probably swimming like that, chilling, and he just got like this, dude. No, he tried to eat it.
Dude, he ate it.
Head first.
A lot of people think 10XDs are too big for largemouth.
Hey, jam, lasagna down.
Lasagna down there. Oh, here, I'll get this guy over there. So I just caught a giant crankbait fish, and now they're directly under us.
Eh?
You can feel it?
Yeah, that was like 4, easy 4. I think that might be the deal.
Huh?
That might be the deal.
God, he
Take your
hammered
time,
it,
that's a
dude.
good one.
He hammered it.
Take your time, don't rush it.
No, I'm not. Don't. But he might have friends. Oh, he definitely does, dude. Look at that. They all, dude, there's like 6 of them. This is definitely a nicer fish. I'm just gonna keep him here. Try to catch another.
Be nice to land.
Oh, it's a good one. Oh, it's like almost a 4-pounder. Oh, I knew that was a good one the second he bit.
Look at this.
There's so many down there.
Fish on.
Fish on? Dude, this is like the fattest smallmouth ever. Look at this fish's belly. Just as quick as we caught those 2 fish, the rest of the school disappeared. There was like 6 of them, and now you guys can see it's ghost town. There's nothing down there anymore. But this bigger profile bait has just been absolute money. Pretty sure that fish I just caught's a 5-pounder because the belly is so damn big. She's in there chilling. It hit that bait so hard. So these are the hollow core swim baits by 6 cents. They're typically a largemouth bait, but they can crush the smallmouth just as well. Again, like I said, it's all about that super soft plastic that takes nothing for it to have great action in the water. This bait is also, This bait is also holding up pretty strong. Seb's telling me there's lasagna on the graph, which you see is those little red marks. So I gotta get back to catching more. So we have 2 fish in the live well, and we're going to weigh and release them both. Sebastian's probably around 3 pounds. Mine, I don't know if it's quite 5 pounds. It's close, just because it's so fat. I don't think it's very long, but it's definitely the biggest bass I've caught in quite some time. So I think this is the big one. Do you have a tape measure first?
Yeah. The tape measures by, hold on. So we're gonna weigh her right now.
Yeah, I'll just weigh it first.
This don't hurt the fish. I really like this. Don't point cameras right there. 470.
470. Not quite 5 pounds, but a very big fish nonetheless.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's not long, it's just about as fat as you can possibly be.
Look at the fin back here.
All right, so this fish was like 4.7, 4.8 pounds, 20 inches. We were about to let her go and hopefully catch one a little bigger. So you guys have seen Seb and I kind of not so much struggle, just really try to figure him out. We've been here for about 4 hours now. We've caught a fish on a deep diving crankbait, or I have caught a fish on a deep diving crankbait, and we've caught a lot of fish on a drop shot, but we're noticing that whenever we're catching fish, it's a double and then the school is moving. And I caught a fish on the way down, so these fish are really active and aggressive. What I think I'm going to do, I'm gonna tie in this underspin. I'm gonna put one of those swim baits on this underspin, and I think we're just gonna take a really long cast and drift down these shoals and see what we can catch, because these fish are pretty scattered. I really think they're going to be on this because they want something moving. They're really hot right now. They're biting super well. I think this is going to be a great ticket. Oh, hammered. Hammered.
No way.
Oh yeah, hammered. 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 First cat. Well, dude, I'm so far back on the underspin.
That's okay. You're gonna get used to that. Come on. Chris is hooked up.
My idea worked. The underspin swim bait combo. Doom. I don't think so. I don't think it's very big. It's coming right in. But it's a fish nonetheless.
Aggressive.
It was a lake trout.
A lake trout.
Freaking lake trout.
-2 foot.
Lake trout are cool. They're better than -2. Really pretty laker. They're all colored up right now because they're about to spawn. That's why they're shallow on these reefs. Dude, look how he ate it. They're right in the roof of the mouth. Underspin worked, but it was not a smallmouth. That's okay. That is okay. So all I'm doing, it's kind of like trolling, but not really. I'm casting out as far as I can, and the wind is drifting us down. I'm letting out a ton of line because we're in like 25 to 35 foot of water. And then once I feel like I got enough line out, sticking my rod tip in the water, reeling it down so that bait really starts diving. And then once it's starting to reel down, then you just kind of really slowly reel. No energy? Well, there's one. Yep, that's one. I don't think it's very big. Dude, they're so on this crankbait. It's another little guy. That was literally my next cast. He could have cooperated during my demonstration. Look at how small they are, dude. Look at this. There's no way this bait can even fit in this fish's mouth, and yet he still tried. Like, look at that. He tried to eat that.
Were you on bottom?
Was I on bottom?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why smallmouth are so badass. They're just so aggressive. Bombs away. Well, that was a really cool crankbait trick that most people honestly don't even know about. I hope you guys learned at least that little bit from the video, because I knew of that trick. I'd done it a couple times, but I've certainly never deep cranked in 25 to 35 feet of water, much less for 1 pound smallmouth.
Tomorrow? You gotta wake up early tomorrow, dude.
Seb, how frozen are you?
Not at all, bud. Not at all.
I don't look like I'm cold at all. It's very warm out here, as you guys can tell. We're, it's probably 4:30 now. I think we're gonna head on in. Today we were kind of limited. We got out late because this lake was fun. It was a day to really hopefully catch a lot of fish. We didn't get on the numbers we wanted to, but we definitely caught some nice fish, caught a nice big one. But the next 2 days are a strictly trophy hunt. We're going to be fishing what is likely the best big smallmouth lake in the world right now. So I'm very excited. I got to fish it last February. Well, no, not last February, this past February, but that was for lake trout and perch. And Sebby told me, what, 8 months ago? He told me 8 months ago, dude, you got to come up in the fall and catch your personal best smallmouth. What's your biggest smallmouth out of Simcoe? An 8.5 pounder was caught a week ago, right?
Yeah, 835 in the tournament. That's probably the biggest smallmouth weight in the tournament in Canada. My biggest one is just 790.
790.
Yeah.
Just 790. And he's caught a 30. How many years ago was that? Last year or year before that you caught the 30-pound bag of smallmouth?
Last year caught a 5-pound stringer for 30.13.
That is a 5-pound limit in a tournament, and every single fish was over 6 pounds. It's a very special lake, and I am beyond excited to fish it the next 2 days and share with you guys exactly what happens. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here, get warm. I will see you guys in the next video.